What we doing, y'all? Welcome to another edition as we chilling in the cheap seats. I am your handsome host, Gene Walzak, Wire to Wire Gene. To my left, I'm gonna go like little do a cube because Jordan will be on here shortly. I can see his camera, but I can't see him. That's okay. To my left, I got big dog Brian. What's popping, Brian?
What it is, what it ain't, what it's gonna be.
Ready to talk some NFL, some NBA tonight? I got a weird question tonight.
Hey.
Weird question. Mine's weird.
Ready for it.
To my upper left, I got the man that runs the ones, the twos, the threes, the fours. The king of the Sports Empire Network, Kyle Edwards.
I don't know if I'm all that, but
you all that in a bag of chips.
Appreciate the intro, man. Appreciate it. Happy to have another show with you guys.
Big J is here, right? George, you here? I can hear him rustling shit around, bro. Big J just hops in perfect time and
rocking the Yankees.
We call him Laker fan 23. That's what we call him. What's happening, Big J?
What's happening, man? What's happening? How y'all feeling, man?
Good.
Phenomenal. We chilling in the cheap seat.
How was your holiday, Christmas?
Can't complain.
I loved my holiday.
I liked it.
I loved my holiday. I had a really bad Sunday when it came to sports. I missed everything by a little bit. I was probably going to win like at least 3 out of 4 of my fantasy leagues. I'm probably only going to win 2. Like I've already won 2. I got a chance to win 2 more. I need big nights from Justin Herbert and Mike Williams tonight. That's what I need. I need Justin Herbert to Mike Williams tonight, and I could be in the fantasy football championship in 4 out of 8 leagues. To me, 4 out of 8 money leagues. To me, that's a win.
Yeah, my fantasy, I got all I got is Dickers, the freaking kicker.
Dicker the kicker.
Yeah, but the other guy on the other team, he has all he has left is to play is Keenan Allen. So
how much are you up?
So I'm down. So
you're down. He has Keenan Allen. You have a kicker.
Yeah, that's not looking good.
But like I had Robert White, right, and he gave me 12 points. So I'm down by 4 points.
Yeah, the kicker is not going to outscore Keenan Allen.
Well, he's supposed to have 10 points, the kicker. So
I love that you're such an optimistic man.
Hey,
he thinks the Lakers are going to win basketball games. He thinks kickers are going to
maybe Keenan Allen's going to maybe he gets hurt this game or whatever. I don't know.
You push an injury on Keenan Allen, man.
I know Brian's got an NFL question. I have an NFL question. I know Kyle's got an NBA question.
I got NBA. I got NBA and NFL.
Well, let's go with your NBA tonight. Because we got 2 and 2, and then if we need a fifth one.
Well, my topic mine's like a topic for the whole goddamn episode. Because mine's comparing two eras of basketball. So,
well, why don't we start there then? We'll start there. That's a spot to start. So again, read it out to the listeners, people that are tuning in.
All right. So my NBA topic tonight or debate would be, I guess I was born in '98, so I guess I was part of the modern day generation of basketball. But compared to the talent, you got Magic, Jordan, Kareem, the dudes that have paved the game for the modern players. My debate is, what is a better era of basketball? Because here we have the era where you can touch somebody and fight somebody without it being not a big issue. But now it's a tech in the modern day NFL in the NBA where it's like the refs are so soft, whereas in the other league where it's like you can defend, you can with the Dennis Rodmans.
Let me try to put it in the words what you're trying to say. Are you asking what rules and what type of era do we prefer to watch?
I'm saying it's the type of level of play, the rules.
I think they're 2 different levels of play. And I follow the question, right? Like, let me give you my opinion. If you're going 60s, 70s versus now, I think any team, like if you went with the all-star team from the 1960s, they would get beat by 40 by the worst team in the NBA today.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, right.
But if they play by today's rules.
I guess my time frame would probably be like the 90s, 80s, 90s to like the modern day.
What was the best era of basketball?
Best era, and then what is the best era to watch now. I mean, you have Curry, you have LeBron still, but then you had Jordan, Magic, Bird.
So
So
I don't, I'll pass it to you guys in a second, and we'll go
it's
to
tough,
Brian and
man.
Kyle. I don't think that there's a better era of basketball to watch than today's superstars because the athletics are insanity. Let me give you an example of what I mean, right? You go to the 90s and the superstars were there, right? You had Magic, you got Bird, and the beginning of 90s, they were 80s really. And then you have Michael, Hakeem Olajuwon. It was the era of the big man, Patrick Ewing, Alonzo Mourning, Boom Boom Johnson. But the era of the guard, like today, you got every team in the NBA, right? Like every team in the NBA. You got Ja Morant, Steph Curry, KD, Giannis, Joel Embiid, Joker. Every team in the NBA's got a superstar, like a superstar caliber player. Some teams have two. I think the era that we're watching now, like even if you just go with a team like Orlando, Paolo Banchero, like you don't want to watch him,
Oh, of course I do.
or like or even Houston, Jalen Green. There's so many stud basketball players that you want to watch play now. Whereas back in the 90s, if we're being honest, there was not many really, really good basketball teams. I mean, there was your 3 or 4 elite teams in each conference, but like the 76ers starting lineup, they used to trot out like Jeff Hornacek, Hershey Hawkins, the Spoon, Clarence Weatherspoon. Like they weren't like household names. They stunk. If we're being honest, Dana Barros, like they were okay.
I mean,
The
Dana
era
Barros,
that we're watching now, with the superstars that we have now, is better than we've ever seen.
Hey, but you said the word superstars, right? So if you look at today versus then, you didn't have the television access that what you have now.
Correct.
You didn't have the YouTube, the internet, and everything else like that. So if you roll it back 80s, 90s, whatever you want to do, you still had some guys that had talent because if you look at that Seattle Supersonics when you had Sean Kemp out there, Gary Payton, them guys would stick with anybody, even if you put them into today's time. And even if, well, you flip the rules back where, like you said, you could touch. It was hand checking, and there was a little bit more than just hand checking going on.
Oh yeah,
To me,
body checking.
if you could survive and score the way that Jordan, the way that Sean Kemp, the way that some of these other guys still did, averaging close to 30 points a game within that physical nature of a game, to me, I think that was more of what I liked watching instead of now where you got flop-gate going on, everybody flopping. Somebody look at you a little bit too hard, and they fall to the ground and looking at the ref, yelling for a foul. And it's like
you say something like,
on,
you know, if you say something, I mean, if it's not like offensive, but if you're just crap talking to the other player, you get attacked.
Well, even outside of the talking, you still have to play the game without these phantom fouls, and it just, to me, if everybody want to shoot a three, go ahead, it's all good. But back then, you come down the court and you still got 20 seconds left on the clock, and you jack up a three, you sitting on the bench. So it's just the era, the evolution of basketball has completely changed what we've gotten used to now. And, you know, for some people, it is more exciting to watch because you have a game where somebody's scoring 150 points.
Yeah, I guess before Kyle goes, I guess my angle of it was just like the refs are kind of like, I guess I can take the rules angle, and the fouls angle, because I just thought the refs are taking the fun and joy out of the game of these knick-knack fouls, you know. And I mean, yes, there's a line where you can't cross as a player, but at least let the players play. I mean, I'm not talking about like bloodied out brawl, but I mean, other than hockey, NHL, FIFA, you can fight tackle. I mean, that's the only sport where that's kind of rough. But I mean, there are still some rough kind of plays in basketball. But obviously, the rules have changed. Health has changed too, and keep the players protected. But it's just let the players talk. Let the players, you know, hand check a little bit, body check a little bit. I mean, that's just the fun of the game has kind of like from that aspect. As a watcher now, like, is this? It's like it's still cool to watch. It's just like different.
Kyle,
I mean, you know, like you're saying, because I'm one who was a '90s kid, and I grew up loving watching basketball like early '90s. So, based off your question, not good understanding what you're trying to get to. I would say probably watching the '90s is probably more enjoyable because I do like more of the physical aspect of it.
Right.
But even with today's game, you still have enjoyable matchups. I would say, Bucks Celtics from yesterday was enjoyable to watch. I mean, it got away at the end, but two physical teams, and it got chippy at times. Bobby Portis and the whole Giannis with Jaylen Brown thing, and I feel like that didn't take away from my enjoyment. Yes, the ref going over and talking about it's under review and all that. Whatever. That is it is what it is because these refs don't want it to get completely out of control where you got players just boxing in the middle of the court or it spills over into the crowd and all that, which I understand. So even for the refs, it is different now. The style of athlete now is much different than the 90s. 90s you had a lot of slow walk it up, half court offense, whereas today it's more pace, space, and all that. So I can't really put it all on the refs for the game being so different. It's just a faster game now. In the 90s, you could throw it down to Karl Malone, watch him back down for 15 seconds, and you'd be like, we know what he's going to do, but that's just what he does. Today, it's different. So I would say 90s more enjoyable to watch for the physicality, but it's still enjoyable today.
Yeah. All right, so I want to ask Jordan a question because based on directly on what he said, his favorite player is the reason that we're that way.
LeBron.
Yeah, did you not watch there's a video all online where he faked that he got hit in the face when he didn't get touched yesterday.
I saw that play.
I mean, that's Bron. That's Marcus Smart.
No.
I'm talking about. Come on, Marcus Smart.
The league is dictated.
Not now, but Marcus Smart used to flop. Come on,
Jordan. The league is dictated by its best players. So the best players in the league dictate the direction of the league. And there's never been a player in the history of basketball that's had a bigger impact on the game of basketball than LeBron has in the last 15 years. And not all of it's been bad. Let me just be clear. I think a lot of the things he does is great, like from the player movements, from everything that from what he does outside the game of basketball, the voices that he brings. But as far as in the game of basketball, as far as the super team error, as far as the flopping, it's a lot to do with your
flopping actually goes back before LeBron. So you got to go back
before that, but I'm talking about the fake, I got hit in the face and
see the hit in the face part, but the flopping, you got to go back to Shaq and Vlade Divac. That's where all that flopping stuff came in, where as soon as he touching you, you flying 10 yards back into the crowd like he just destroyed you. And so once, people start, it's a copycat league just like in the NFL. So once I see that it's going to work, I can just fall down every time. I'm falling. Hell, they even put it in the one that what somebody did an NBA coaching movie. That could be another topic about movies, sports movies, which ones was and which one was just trash and just didn't like to watch them anymore. But that whole flop gate that Vlade Divac and a lot of the European players ushered into the league, and it just spread from there till now. What you're seeing is the damn phantom hits like LeBron. It's like the third or fourth time he's done that where he's acting like he got knocked out, hit in the face, and he's laying on the ground, and it's like, bro, ain't nobody even touch you. But okay,
I think it's bad for the league, bro.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
I think what he does is bad for the league. I honestly think the NBA would be in a better position if LeBron James retired right now. I believe that wholeheartedly and fully. I have facts to back it up. I think that he helps the LA market and media right now because there would be no reason to watch the Lakers at all if LeBron wasn't on the team right now because they're awful. It's one of the most pathetic rosters in the NBA. Like, if you take LeBron off the Lakers, their roster's probably worse than Charlotte's, Houston's, Orlando's, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
But I think that he's bad for the NBA, in my opinion.
I just think that, even with that, I think that if you're talking about just like going into it, I think that LeBron, he still kind of helps out the NBA like viewership, like money-wise, revenue.
People will still watch even when he retires. I mean, yes, he sells viewership, but it's not like the league doesn't have any other stars to watch.
They have. Yeah. It's actually overwhelmed with stars.
Yeah.
Oh no, I get that. John Moran, must watch. I get that. Kyrie still. I mean, with his moves and how he plays still. I mean, Kevin Durant still in the league. Giannis.
Almost every team has two. Like DeJounte Murray is a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
He plays with Trae Young.
Yeah.
KD, Kyrie, Tatum, Brown.
Yeah.
Like Embiid, Harden. Even LeBron, AD.
Yeah, LeBron. Yeah. I mean, when they're
almost every team's got two. Every good team.
Yeah.
All right. Well, any final thoughts on this? We got 4 topics on the night. We've hit the first 15 pretty smooth.
I think I should do a better job with making an angle because there's so many different angles you can come at it from, like the role side, the physicality side, but yeah.
I just think the players are way more marketable this day and age because of social media, and you get such more an investment into liking a player and disliking a player. But
yeah, I just wish that I guess with everyone who said what they had to say, like the athleticism, I wish that physicality of like the 90s can like still be without it being like a knick-knack or technical or wish that can be brought into.
Jordan, I think if they allowed the 90s play with today's athleticism, you would see a lot more injuries because I feel like the athletes they run at a lot faster, stronger pace. That if they got bumped or smoked the way they did in the 90s, they would either have to hesitate in the way they try to drive the lane, or there'd be a lot more injuries.
But even if you look at back in the 80s, 90s, you knew what was going to happen to you when you went into the lane. So mentally, just like with a wide receiver going across the middle, you know what's coming. So you prepare yourself. You're not just hitting the ground like some of these guys do now, where every time they take a shot, they're on the floor. You went in there knowing that I'm getting ready to take this contact. I'm finna give you this contact, like Karl Malone leading with the knees and elbows, and every time he went up, I mean, you just knew what to do.
And right now, athletes were built different in the 90s.
Oh yeah, for
1995. I pulled this up just for the hell of it. I wasn't going to bring it up because we was running out of time on it, but I pulled this up just for the hell of it. The top 20 scoring leaders in 1995, and I want you to tell me how many of these guys athletically can match up with KD, Giannis, like the superstars of today. Okay. Obviously, you got Mike. Mike led the league in scoring. Then there's Malone, Robinson, Olajuwon, Juwan Howard, Penny Hardaway, Vin Baker, Patrick Ewing, Glenn Rice, Larry Johnson, Glenn Robinson, Cedric Sabalas, Charles Barkley, Clifford Robinson, Zoe, Grant Hill, Allen Houston, Reggie Miller, Jim Jackson. That's the top 20 scorers in 1995.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, there's 3 guys on that list that would have a snowball's chance in hell of sticking KD. That would have a snowball's chance in hell of keeping up with Ja Morant or Steph Curry. Who on that list?
Yeah.
Who on that list could have followed any of those guys? They're too quick. They're too fast. They're too athletic. It's just the truth.
Right. It's the truth for that time. But in this day and age, in this time, and most of them are shooting jump shots outside the lane. If you take them and put them in the 90s, where when you come into that lane, David Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon, Zoe Morning, them dudes are putting bodies on you, and yes, you're gonna be on the floor.
Yeah, but
know that.
In today's NBA, Alonzo Mourning would be a liability. You've seen what they did with Rudy Gobert in the playoffs. Clippers just spaced him out 5 wide.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Zoe, stick a 3-point shooter in the corner.
And see, but that's where the matchup comes into play, because now you got to go back on the other end, play defense, and not foul out against Zoe Morning that's going to put you in the post. You picking up that foul in today's NBA, because when he turns and puts that body on you, just like Olajuwon, just like Patrick Ewing, any of these guys are 7 feet. And that's what I don't like about today's NBA is everybody's trying to shoot a 3-pointer.
We just
got an advantage.
We just argued that Joker's one of the greatest big men ever. We just argued that.
That's one of them. That's one of a kind. You know what I'm saying?
No, we just argued that, right? And then with the same turn, we watched Draymond Green shut him down. last year. In the
Oh,
playoffs.
That's the evolution of the big
6'9".
man. Right. The evolution of the big man has been get them out of the paint, get them back to the 3-point line, and let them shoot instead of taking their God-given gift that Charles Barkley doesn't have and being 7 feet. Because if Chuck was 7 feet, he would have been a monster.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't understand with Joker, because he doesn't get off the ground. I mean, he can still 7 feet. He can dunk standing flat-footed probably. But you got to use that body, power him in like any of these other 90s big dudes would have done. And you fouling out everybody else on that team.
Kyle, let's move right into your topic because I want to stay NBA, and then me and Brian will bring it home with NFL second half, and then we'll lead right into Monday Night Football. So, Kyle, what you got?
All right, so for me, it's kind of like the old schoolyard pickup game. It's 3-on-3 tournament. We're each the GM of a team. Who are the 3 players? Well, stick with today's game that you're taking on your team. For another week, we could do, retired players or whatever. For today, current players.
Any 3?
Any 3. You can build your team however you want. You want 3
from this modern day.
Current players.
Yo, you want me to go last? Because I don't want to give you guys the prototype of what it should be.
We start with Brian.
I mean, I know you're center, Gina. Probably Embiid.
Who said I'm taking the center?
I don't know.
Exactly. You can build it however you want. You want 3 guards.
You want 3.
Out.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think I would do KD, Giannis, Steph.
Okay.
Because I need 3
Brian's
dudes that
in the
can
right
shoot.
direction. Brian is in the right direction.
And I need at least 2 of them that can block a shot or miss or cause some kind of deflection down low, grabbing rebounds, whatever we need to do to play a little bit of defense and help out. But all of them can shoot. And you got 2 with size, and that's going to help out for my little man Steph.
Don't pretend Giannis can shoot. I shoot better than Giannis.
That's true, but you can't he's not a self-check. Let me put it like that. You're going to have to get out there and do something with him, because if you don't, you give him too much space, he's still getting to the paint, and it's over with from there. But that's my 3.
I'm ready for yours, Jordan.
All right, mine's going to be, so I'm going to have 3. So I'm going to have Curry, LeBron, Giannis.
Well, I mean, if we were doing the playground, Curry would be gone.
We say modern day, right?
Oh, yeah. So wait, he gets all 3 picks?
I mean, when I said that, I didn't think about it. We should just went one around.
Let's draft then.
Yeah, okay.
Let's draft.
Let's do the draft.
Okay.
All right, so hold on. I got to randomize it right on my phone. We'll randomize the order, and then we'll make it. So whoever gets 4th gets 2nd pick. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Of course, when I pick my team, we have to do this again. Y'all scared, huh?
I picked Curry, so technically you couldn't have Curry. But yeah, let's do the snake draft.
So we got Kyle, Brian. Watch this. I got you. Gene and Big J. All right, we're randomizing the order.
All right,
I'm hitting randomize now. The first pick will be me, but that in turns gives me the 8th pick because it's a snake.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Jordan, then Brian, then Kyle. Kyle's got the 4-5.
Okay. All right, I can work with that.
I hate doing this too because he's not the best player in the NBA. You know what? No, I'm gonna do that. Give me Giannis. I can find shooting later. I'll take Giannis. That'd be my first pick. Big J.
I'll have to go with Jean Morant.
You take Ja too?
Wait. I thought we're doing over.
You're good. No, you're good. You'll get your 2nd pick.
Okay, that's okay.
Brian.
Give me KD.
KD. So Kyle, you're on there for 2.
All right, so I'm gonna go. Oh, damn. I'm gonna be a homer with this. So I'm gonna go Tatum, and then I'll turn around and go. I probably should have thought about this.
Damn. The card is cursed for the first time.
Calm down, man.
I'll go Jokic. So you went Jason Tatum and Jokic?
Yes.
All right, back to Brian.
Kawhi.
Kawhi. Okay. Big J.
All right. So I got Ja first, and I'll go with I'll go with Braun.
Y'all must have lost your damn mind. Let me get Luka. Are y'all out of your damn mind? Let me get Luka.
I was thinking about
I'll
going.
take Giannis and Luka, and then I get my third pick now. So give me a second. Let me feel that out. So I got Giannis, I got Luka. Luka was too easy. I was hoping y'all let me get Luka. That's crazy. And wait, who took KD?
I got him.
No, you took Kawhi.
I got KD first.
Yeah,
Then
you
I got
took KD
Kawhi.
first.
Hold on. I need a second for this one. God damn, this was a tough one. Because I got Giannis for my size. I don't need it big, but I also want someone stretch enough. God, because I got Luka, he's a little small. Shit. All right, I got a question for you. Can you guarantee me health? Or do I have to take this player
It's fantasy. Why not?
Yeah, we're assuming they showed up at the park. They are good to
Ready to
go.
go.
and I'll take AD? That's easy.
Okay.
So I have Giannis, AD, and Luka. They all play defense outside Luka. Yeah, AD and Giannis play defense. I got the size. I got the height. AD and Luka can shoot. Y'all shouldn't have let me get this team.
All right. So what? Do I get my third?
Yeah,
Whose turn is it?
it would be you, Big J.
I gotta go size. I got LeBron 6'8", Ja. So my third is gonna be Embiid.
Okay. Brian.
Man.
I think I saw Brian's pick, man.
Yeah. Well, actually, my pick got taken with Tatum, but give me James Harden.
Ew.
Ugh.
They just left you somebody real nice. I'll tell you right now, there's two players that are on my list that you should take, one or the other. You take one of the two, I'll clap for you, sir. Who do you have so far? You got two bigs, right? You got Tatum and Jokic.
Yep.
Oh, this is easy.
So my first question is,
Uh-oh.
did anybody take Curry?
Yeah.
Nope. Nobody
Okay.
got Curry.
Huh?
Well, I
No,
took Curry
nobody.
before we did this whole draft thing.
I'm saying
No.
for this round, nobody.
Yeah, no. Nobody took Curry.
Wait, hold on. Somebody didn't take Steph Curry?
No.
100%. Who's your three? Brian?
Me?
Yeah.
KD, Kawhi, James Harden.
And who's your three?
Mine,
Yeah.
Ja, LeBron, and Embiid.
Yeah, nobody took Curry. That's wild. You should take Curry.
That's where I'm going. All right, so I got Curry, Tatum, Jokic.
Okay. I like you. I was thinking Curry was gone. And if I was you, I would have been thinking
I
SGA.
thought Curry was hurt, so I didn't
Yeah,
know if he
so
was counted or
if
not.
that's why I asked if Curry was gone. I was thinking like SGA or Halliburton.
I would have took SGA or Zion.
Oh man, he's on there.
See, I was thinking Zion myself because we're talking about playground basketball.
Yeah.
That's why I said James Harden.
I went with Luka because Luka's big enough to be able to stick up with some muscle. But man, fucking Giannis and AD.
Yeah.
The length. I think my three takes it. All right, I'm gonna ask a question and then I'll be right back. I promise you, I'll be right back. I'm gonna ask a question. I'll start the NFL talk. And then I want to hear what you guys think about this when I get back. But if you were starting an NFL franchise today, how many quarterbacks would you take over Trevor Lawrence? Because that's a big talk project. So if you were starting an NFL franchise today, how many quarterbacks would you take over Trevor Lawrence?
That's a tough one. Who wants to go first on that one?
Does he mean like actual like name the quarterbacks, or just like how many could we take?
Well, yeah, you was pretty much out name them like in order. Well, not even in order.
Like you're basically fitting Trevor Lawrence into the hierarchy of the quarterbacks. So
Man,
who's like your guaranteed person that you would pick before him, and then we'll see where he lands.
Jesus.
Jesus, man.
All right, so I mean, I'll throw out a name, and then we can kind of debate whether it's a given. Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I go Pat, but before Trevor.
Yeah, I was thinking RJ's answer because did he say how many or like he said 5, so I'm not sure if he has like names of
Yeah,
quarterbacks.
so he probably has 5 names in
He has
his
5 that he would take.
Oh,
ahead
it is
of
5.
Trevor
So
Lawrence.
we'll see if we can match RJ and maybe even beat it. So
I'd definitely put Mahomes over Patrick.
okay, so we got
or-
Mahomes one.
See, the
Lamar
problem I'm gonna have is I'm looking at Aaron Rodgers, and do I know how many years left he's gonna have to play if I'm starting, my franchise? Because I'm looking at Trevor Lawrence, he got 10, 15 years to play. So it's like some of the older guys is where it kind of
Well, I figure if we're starting a franchise, I mean, some of these older players we might have to kind of bypass them because we're only gonna get a year or 2 out of them, maybe.
yeah. So you got to have somebody that's either just in their prime or getting into the prime, or that second, third year quarterback that we just think gonna blow up, just like how Trevor has. So, shit.
So yeah, I mean, you wouldn't take Rodgers, you wouldn't take Brady. They're old.
Yeah.
So like to me, like all right. So the way I look at it, if I was starting a franchise today, I would take Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, and then I pause.
Mahomes, Allen, Burrow.
That's
See,
it.
But
I
Justin
don't
Herbert,
know if I
See-
take Hurts. I don't know if I take Herbert. I don't know if I definitely don't take Lamar over him. That's wild. Lamar got 3 years left. You want 10 years of Trevor or 3 more years of Lamar?
You said 3 more years of Lamar.
Yeah.
As- in terms of the NFL, or just on the
Man.
Well, Joe, we talked about this. Gene's coming from Lamar's play style. That's
Well,
gonna
yeah.
be, if you're starting a franchise.
If you're starting a franchise, you can build around Lamar. Like you had to
Correct.
build-
Okay, so
Well, yes,
my
but
question
thinking
would be,
about his play
So
style.
you can put Debo Samuel with it. You can put Hopkins
who
with
would build
him.
around him? Who would you rather build around?
I'd rather build around.
Quarterback that throws the ball a million times better than Lamar, or Lamar?
Yeah, they're disrespecting Lamar. I know that.
Ooh.
So I guess that's the first discussion: Lawrence or Lamar.
Lamar.
To me, it's Lawrence. Easy. I don't even know what you talking about, man. Lamar Jackson hasn't finished a season this year or last year. He's literally been the reason your team's missed the playoffs the last 2 years because he can't get on the field. You guys won 7
We
games
only missed one year.
last year.
Yeah, no, he said 2 years. We were in the
This year.
playoffs. This year. We're in the playoffs.
Okay, right now you guys lost 3 out of the last 4.
All right, well, we clipped the playoff berth this year, so
I'm glad you're losing the first round.
I'm saying I thought you said 2
Lamar's
years.
still
So
not
I
on
was,
the
I
field
was
yet.
like, but I'm saying the question why did you pose was how would you build a quarterback?
I think this is easy. Y'all need to settle it, but I would take Trevor Lawrence easy.
My first thought, I would take Trevor first.
Wow.
Over Lamar.
Yeah.
I think it's easy.
Bro, I don't know. It ain't that easy
I
for
think
me.
the argument's Herbert. I think that's the argument.
Well, no, because Herbert Lawrence, I mean, that one is, yeah, you're right, it's interchangeable because they're pretty much the same quarterback. I'm still stuck on that Lamar thing because Lamar's going to give you a different dynamic.
Exactly.
The only thing you are looking at is because of how much he runs, he's
His longevity.
possible.
Yeah.
We can build the old line
But-
around him.
You also have some pocket passes that you sitting back there, and well, right now because of how they throwing the flags with the rough and the passer thing, I might want to have a pocket quarterback versus a more mobile one because they sitting back there like a little statue. Then yeah, they're gonna throw the flag as soon as you push them down to the ground. So I mean, I kind of
we could all agree Mahomes, Allen, Burrow.
Yeah,
Right?
Mhm.
Where you putting Hurts at? Okay, was he hurt? I guess. Or?
Well, no. We'll ask Kurtz. We'll ask Lamar. We'll ask.
Okay. Yeah. So just the solidified 4: Mahomes, Burrow, Allen.
but you got the same problem that you have with Lamar if you're talking about Hurts.
Yeah, because he had the shoulder injury.
But Hurts is younger and stronger.
Lamar's only 25.
Yeah,
How old
I
is
can't-
Hurts? Like 23, 24?
Hurts hasn't
Hurts
shown
throws
me
the ball
more
better.
than what Lamar has.
I was
So
about to
that's
ask,
why I can't
who
say
throws better, Hurts or Lamar?
Hurts does.
no.
You don't think Hurts throws the football better than Lamar?
Yeah.
No.
Are you out your mind?
No.
I mean, are we all watching the same games here, Gene?
Are y'all out your mind?
All right, now me being a diehard Raiders fan, Lamar has made some questionable throws. You know what I'm saying? Where
Hurts has too.
he may be overthrown a ball, just like any other quarterback. But
Yeah.
as far as the question
Just to be
was,
clear,
how do you build your
Jalen
roster?
Hurts this year has thrown 22 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, a 105 quarterback rating, and 3,500 yards.
Look at the team he has around him. AJ Brown.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. When we start talking about Lamar,
He better have the
Lamar
freaking
did
numbers.
win a Heisman Trophy in Louisville system where he wasn't just running the ball; he was throwing the ball around the yard. Now, once you got to the Ravens, he still doesn't have a number one receiver with him. So I'm not going to penalize this guy for throwing the ball to his tight end the way that he has to survive and still win the MVP.
Lamar Jackson has never thrown for. He's thrown for 3,100 yards once.
Yep.
And never thrown for over 3,000 yards outside that.
Exactly. But that's system.
Hurts is thrown for 3,500 yards and his season's not even over.
System.
What do you mean system? Bro, that's the biggest myth you'll ever hear in your life. They surrounded Lamar Jackson with Hollywood Brown. They surrounded Lamar Jackson with Rashad Bateman.
Are you comparing Hollywood to
I'm still waiting on number one receiver. Still waiting on number one receiver.
Bro, a number one receiver. Hollywood Brown's the number one receiver.
No.
He is.
But that's my point. If Hollywood Brown is a number one receiver, then you got more than just a quarterback problem and more than a system problem. If Hollywood Brown is a number one receiver.
Look at what Hollywood did in the games he was active this year with Kyler.
Hollywood Brown is not DeAndre Hopkins or any other number one receiver. He's not a Devontae Adams. He's not none of that.
He ain't a Cooper Kupp. Come on, man.
He ain't none of that.
We're talking about AJ Brown. AJ Brown is who the Eagles had this year.
Give Lamar AJ Brown.
AJ Brown is better than Hollywood Brown. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But like, how much are we talking about? How much better is AJ Brown?
Yeah, it's not like AJ Brown went to Philly as like a top 3 wide receiver in the league.
Correct.
He would have been if he wasn't in Tennessee.
And I'm telling you right now, these receivers that play with Lamar will be better when they play with more prototypical quarterbacks. They are. Look at what Hollywood did the games he played this year with Kyler. Particularly the games he played without DeAndre Hopkins. I'll pull it up. Excuse me.
I mean, the question was, what quarterback would you build your team around other than Lawrence? Lamar will give you that dynamic running, throwing, and we can build a team around him to fit his needs.
We can vote on it. That's fine.
To me,
I'll tell you right now, I'll take Trevor Lawrence over Lamar Jackson.
That's crazy, man.
It is easy.
That's crazy because, I mean, Lawrence can get hurt in the pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? Like I said, I can't disagree with you because I like Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I would take Lawrence over Lamar. I mean, I think it's an interesting question to have, but I would go Lawrence as well.
That's settled. 3-1. We knew Big J was going to take Lamar. He's a Ravens fan. That's fine.
Of course, man. I'm a diehard fan, man.
Next question. Going forward, who would you rather have? Jalen Hurts or Trevor Lawrence?
Jalen Hurts, of course. That's an easy answer.
Like that shit is like
because he's a dual threat quarterback.
Yeah, but I mean, not
Lawrence is kind of like he can throw it. Don't get me wrong, but like I'd rather have Hurts because he's more faster.
Okay.
I mean, speed doesn't mean much if you're getting hit by
are y'all
picking
picking Lawrence over Hurts now? Like what?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's obvious or something like that.
I'm not gonna say it's obvious. I don't have a problem with it. The same way with Lamar. If I'm okay with going Trevor Lawrence over Lamar, I gotta be okay going Trevor Lawrence over Jalen Hurts because Lamar has done more than what Jalen Hurts has.
Okay, so let's get your votes. Big J's going with Jalen Hurts. Kyle, who you going with? Who you taking? Starting franchise today.
I'm going Lawrence. I think it's close, but I'm going Lawrence.
Okay. Ryan?
Trevor Lawrence. Yeah.
All right. So I'm getting outruled here. I'm an Eagles fan. I'm not going to vote on it. So we'll say Trevor Lawrence then. Last one. Because this is the argument. To me, this is the prototype argument. Going forward, who would you rather have? Trevor Lawrence or Justin Herbert?
Damn.
They the same quarterback to me.
That's what I'm saying. This is probably the closest in terms of a comparison between the two of them.
Can I try to sway your opinion a little bit?
Okay.
This year, Trevor Lawrence is going to start a playoff game before Justin Herbert has, with a worse team, worse receivers, a worse offensive line, and a worse defense. Period. That's it. If Trevor Lawrence had a coach last year that was not a piece of dog shit, this wouldn't even be a conversation. Look at the way he's progressed this year with the coach.
Yeah, Urban Meyer was terrible for that.
Urban Meyer was awful.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you.
I'm going Trevor Lawrence. He, to me, is the fourth quarterback that I would start a franchise with. I would go Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence in that order. 1, 2, 3, 4.
The only pushback I would have for you is the division that he's playing in.
That's fair.
Justin Herbert is a tougher division, so it would be tougher for him to get into the playoffs. He would have to do it as a wild card because the Chargers ain't winning the division.
Fair.
Now, Jacksonville, he always got a shot to win a division because the coach is terrible, and whoever else, Texans been terrible. Titans, I mean, that's been the only real team that you have to fight against in order to win that division. So I'm with you. I said that to me, quarterback, they one the same. It's a coin flip for that one.
Okay.
I mean, I could also say, what would Herbert look like with a mind like Doug Peterson instead of Staley, who a lot of people think?
What would Trevor Lawrence look like with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams instead of Christian Kirk and Zay Jones? You want to talk about not having a number one receiver? He took the slot receiver from Arizona and made him a number one receiver. Who would you rather have, Hollywood Brown or Christian Kirk?
Hollywood Brown.
Exactly. Zay Jones or Keenan Allen? What are we talking about?
I'm taking like 4 or 5 Qs over Lawrence right now.
Who? Let me hear him.
I got the top 2 locks. I got Allen Mahomes, Burrows, and I got Lamar. I got Lamar after Burrows.
Okay.
But Hurts, if he didn't get hurt, I have him in the tier of like, see, the way I would do quarterbacks is like the tiers. So Mahomes and Allen the top tier elite.
You want Burrow up there?
Well, now I want to see what Burrows does because I know Lyle Collins is out for the year, so that's a big blow for them. So
he did it without offensive line last year.
That's that Ravens fandom sneaking in there, man.
Joe Burrow played better last season. Joe Burrow's played better this season than Josh Allen. Period.
That's gonna be a good game, though.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, I hear Jordan's list. I just can't go Lamar over Trevor.
Why? Because the Jaguars? Because why? Because Lawrence beat. But why? Because Lawrence beat us just one time.
No.
Or you're saying
if I'm sitting there, watching the two of them play, I get Lamar's athleticism.
Who's more exciting to watch?
It's not exciting though.
I don't care. I'm trying to win
football games, bro. I don't care if you're
Lamar wins. His record is like 45-12.
Okay.
As a quarterback.
Yes, I understand. That's not winning. Yes, but I'm just saying.
When it comes to playoffs, I get it. He's like 1-3. I get it. He's in the playoffs, but damn, like, get them do some credit, man. Get like,
just because
it's not like he's 12. It's not like he's like 12-44. Like,
you act like we putting Lamar in number 32, man.
I mean, the way y'all talking about Lamar, y'all put him in like 45, yo. Like, god damn. y'all better have give me a heart attack in here, man.
We did this on the show, on pregame and pigskin.
Yes,
we created a list. And we had Lamar 8.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I think I came in that time when you were like,
Actually, no. We had Lamar 8.
Lamar 8.
That's where he belongs, bro.
I just Zach Wilson.
No, we're not doing that.
I'm just trying to kill you, Jordan.
No.
Yeah, I feel like 8 is a nice spot for Lamar.
But obviously he can he can move up from that A spot.
Yes, obviously.
Let me ask you a question. How many more years do you think Lamar has to do playing at this level? Injury, not being injury prone, being healthy, and being productive with an opportunity to win his team a Super Bowl. How many more years do you think he has in him?
I mean, as far as it just all depends on like who we help, how we help him, stay protected. So I say maybe like
he'll be on your team next year.
I say it just depending on. I don't know. That's a hard question because that's what I'm saying. RJ's right.
RJ, he runs. He's taking the hits himself.
All right, so Jordan, I've asked you this question before just to bring it up to the show. Do you think the Ravens aren't built for Lamar's skill set? Or you don't think like the Ravens have actually tried to put a team around Lamar?
Kyle, I think we talked about that on my show, right? Like,
I asked only because Brian and Gene didn't.
Yeah. So just for a little bit of quick summary, like on my show, we did one side. You're Lamar Jackson. You're in the off season. What are you asking for Ravens? So we did our takes. Then we turn around from the Ravens side. We're in the front office. How will we go about Lamar? So, I mean, that's another NFL thing I had. It was like, what's more important, Lamar or sign Roquan Smith first? Because Roquan Smith is that staple, that middle linebacker for our defense. So he's in a rookie contract as well as Lamar Jackson. So we can either sign Lamar, franchise tag Roquan, or sign Roquan, franchise tag Lamar. So if I'm Lamar, the first thing I'm doing is I'm asking the Ravens, like, okay, if y'all don't want to let me go, like, what are y'all gonna do to help me out, like, receiver wise? I mean, this is what I'm worth. This is what I think I'm worth. What can y'all bring to the table? And then
don't be surprised if Lamar does stay, it doesn't become like franchise tag.
I mean, we talked about this. Like, I mean, what other team do you see him fit with his talent?
It's not about fitting with his talent, and we're getting off topic. We got to move.
Yeah, I know, we're getting off topic.
But I will make a statement, and I want it on record.
All right.
Watch out if Josh McDaniels gets fired from the Raiders at the end of the season. He doesn't go back to New England, and New England doesn't sign Lamar Jackson to be their franchise quarterback next year. Just follow me real quick. The system that they were building with Cam Newton, Josh McDaniels will build in New England, and Lamar Jackson will be in New England next year. It's a bold, hot take. I understand it, but it's something that could happen, and I could very well see it happen.
I can see that too. I mean, they kicked around drafting him when he was coming out.
Correct. And Josh McDaniels built that system around Cam Newton that one year, and I'm telling you right now, do not be surprised if they bring him back and they build that system around. I'm dead serious.
So, I mean, I know we're going to have to talk about, but one question to Gene, since you're an Eagles fan. Switch the roles between Hurts and Lamar. Putting him on the Eagles, are they winning the ring this year?
No.
With Lamar and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. What?
They don't. Jalen's better. He's a better leader, and he's a better thrower to football. Devontae Smith would quit on the damn team if Lamar Jackson was on that team. He's like, I'm not touching the ball.
I mean, I feel like Lamar would do jet sweeps with Devontae Smith.
Oh, man.
A.J. Brown. But
you want Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown just running jet sweeps?
No, not all the time. Not all the time.
Brian,
on certain things where he does with Duvernay.
We got 9 minutes left, guys.
All right, let's go. Next topic.
Well, this actually rolls into the next topic, which is,
I like it.
Is it the player or is it the system? Because you have the Brady Belichick debate. Who was better? Now you're rolling into the Russ and Pete Carroll. Was it the player or was it the system? What do you guys, what is your take on it? Because it fits with the Jalen Hurts and Philly. I think he's perfect for the system in which they are running.
I'll make a statement, and then we can go around the room, and then I'll just make a statement. I think it's stupid to talk about system or game managers as a whole, because the system should be built 4-year franchise quarterback. So I think what happened with Brady and Belichick in New England was what you would call perfect storm. So you have a perfect system, intelligent coach that preaches defense, and then you have a perfect system quarterback that preaches ball control, first downs, intelligent thinking on the field. So they were a match made in heaven, because the first 3 years that Brady won Super Bowls, he was not the best player on that team. He was not the superstar that he was.
Mm-hmm.
But the last 3 Super Bowls he won on that team, so like the first 3 Super Bowls I attribute to Bill Belichick, whereas the last 3 Super Bowls I would attribute to Tom Brady. But I think it's the perfect system. So when we talk about, Carroll or Russell Wilson, I don't necessarily think Russ is cooked. I think that Nathaniel Hackett is a dumpster fire. And I think if you hire the right coach in Denver, you will find out that Russell Wilson still has some left in the tank.
Yep.
So I think a quarterback needs a system. And they thought it was going to be super easy this year without Bruce Arians in Tampa Bay. Oh, Bruce is too hard on him. Bruce is this. Bruce is that.
Nah.
Look what happened.
Yeah.
So I'll pause there, and y'all go around the room.
For me, it's very simple. I kind of think along the lines of Gene here, where it's like, I always hated where they tried to drag down Brady saying he was a system quarterback, but they tried to say Peyton Manning wasn't. I mean, if you have an offensive coordinator that comes up with a game plan, that is your system. Now, the good teams can dictate their game plan to fit their quarterbacks because they understand what's going on. Where we have trouble is like what Gene said again. Nathaniel Hackett wanted to run an offense for Aaron Rodgers with Russell Wilson. And as you can see, the two of them didn't mesh well. But when Russell was with Pete Carroll in that system, Russell's killing it. So it's all about finding the right match of guys with their coach. I mean, Andy Reid, Pat Mahomes. Would you say Pat Mahomes is a system quarterback because he's running Andy Reid's system and he fits Andy Reid's offensive philosophy? So now let me put this comment up here real quick. But yeah, so I'm never one of those to call one guy a system quarterback and the other one not, because pretty much every example of that, the other quarterback's running a system as well.
So once you
marry the two, that's where you get Super Bowl caliber team.
So a system quarterback versus what?
So we're arguing. So like, I'll give you an example of what I mean.
Okay.
You know what I think would be a perfect coach? And I know it's not going to happen because they're two different situations. But if you put a Kevin Stefanski with Russell Wilson, the way he runs the ball, and then roll out play action sweeps where the quarterback can have his legs, where he can use them on the outside, I think that would be a perfect system for a quarterback like Russell Wilson. So the argument would be, is it Brady or is it the system with Belichick? Was it Russell Wilson or was it Pete Carroll's system? That's the question I think Brian's asking, if I'm correct.
Right.
So
if I'm explaining the question and you're looking at your phone, you're probably not hearing it.
Yeah, shit. But yeah, I mean, I definitely do agree with what Colin Jr. is saying about, like, and especially with the comment too. Brady had a top coach on the line and top defense. So I mean, I feel like I definitely do think that a system quarterback is important if you want to have your team, in the playoffs every year, like Brady was back in the day. And to your point about like keeping the quarterback healthy, and health is another thing, because obviously Tom Brady, he puts like what, $1 billion into his body, where he should. But yeah, I definitely think that, feel like that system quarterback is more important as far as like long term, because you don't want to be rebuilding every single 5 years or so. You want to be in the run, in the mix for longer. So that's where like that coach, and like you said, Kyle, like that coach can mesh well with a quarterback. Like you said, like with Russell in Seattle, with Pete Carroll that he flourished. We Marshawn Lynch and with the running back and the receivers. But then when it come to Denver, Russell didn't really play well because he didn't fit that kind of system. So depending on like the fit of the coach, fit of the offensive coordinator with the quarterback. So it's all about system.
You know what to me is a good example of a system, and I'll go right to Kyle after this. A great example of a system would be what Kyle Shanahan runs in San Francisco with Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo ain't special. He's not that good. Brock Purdy's looking good in that offense. If y'all watch Brock Purdy at Iowa State, you'd be like, what the hell? Who is this guy? Mm-hmm. Everyone's like, he's good. No, he's not, bro. He's literally throwing the ball with 5 yards of separation on every angle to a guy. Any NFL quarterback can make that because the scheme and the system, that would be my example of a system quarterback. But to say someone like Brady, who's picking apart and knowing the defense and knowing where everything's going, that's a system. That's a quarterback.
Right. But see, and this is where I say there is a gray line or a thin line between when we start splitting hairs.
Agreed.
You take a Shanahan or Andy Reid would be a perfect example. Reid was successful with McNabb, Vic for a little while. Now with Mahomes and Alex Smith. So it's like you put a quarterback, whether he be marginally good or great like Patrick Mahomes, you're going to win some games. Now you go to the other side and you just have to have a special quarterback like a Brady or Aaron Rodgers, and hopefully they mesh up with whatever you got going on, and they should be able to still pull out some wins out the hat, you know what I mean? But you still have some quarterbacks that need to have a system in place. Well, they all actually should have.
Every quarterback needs to have a system in place.
Right, because you see that
how
with
Russ looks
Green
this
Bay.
year, how Brady looks this year, how Rodgers looks this year.
Yeah.
Every quarterback needs a system. Everyone.
Yeah. But
I don't think Andy Reid gets enough credit for Patrick Mahomes. And let me explain to you what I mean. Did y'all know Patrick Mahomes was 7-6 and 6-6 in college?
Yeah, Texas Tech. Yeah. He was. Yeah.
They traded up to take him at 10th.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson was the next quarterback. He was the 4th quarterback on the board behind Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
NFL talent evaluators, scouts rated Mitchell Trubisky ahead of Patrick Mahomes. All these analysts, Mel Kiper, Todd McShay. I got literally tape on tape on tape of people saying how much better Mitchell Trubisky was than Patrick Mahomes, who was a quote unquote project. Mm-hmm. Look at and listen. RJ said it perfectly. Pete Carroll made Geno Smith, who was trash,
with the Jets,
look good. He a Pro Bowler this year.
Yeah, but to the last couple games,
deserves more credit than they get.
Yeah, last couple games, Geno's come back down to earth, so I knew that was going to happen. I was like, just wait on it. He'll come back.
Smoke and mirrors got him to the Pro Bowl, though.
Yeah, buddy. That he did.
What you think, Kyle?
I mean, like I said, you can use system quarterback if you're going to talk about lower tier QBs, but to say like Josh Allen, Brady, Mahomes, that type, and like if you want to compare Mahomes to Allen, and you had somebody say, well, Mahomes is a system quarterback instead of Allen, and it'd be like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Correct.
Because top tier quarterbacks are the system. If you know what you're doing as an organization, you're not going to take a guy like Mahomes, but then bring in an offensive mind like Nathaniel Hackett and be like, make it work. And then when it doesn't work, you would say, oh, Mahomes is a bum. No. That would be on you as the organization for hiring the wrong guy to utilize Mahomes' skill set. So, I mean, I never understood that, the Brady system thing, and people still use it to this day, which I think is hilarious. But I mean, it is what it is because they just wanted to build up their own guy, whether it was Manning or
The year Lamar won MVP, Kyle.
Yeah.
I heard Greg Roman's name more than I ever heard a person's name before in my life. He moved from Joe Flacco, a statue, stood in the pocket, and created a system and scheme that won the 29th pick in the or 32nd pick in the NFL draft. What was Lamar? 29th to 32nd?
I think it's 32nd.
I think 32nd. Yeah.
In the NFL draft, an MVP.
And now Ravens fans want Roman gone.
So, Dean, you do bring up a good question. So you do rank Lamar on 8th, right, on the list. So,
agreed.
So if I was a part of the Ravens, or if y'all were part of the Ravens organization, like you bring up a good point with Greg Roman, with the 2019 MVP run. So like, what coordinator would fit Lamar? Would it still be Greg Roman, or what coordinator in the league would fit Lamar's to unleash his talent?
The other ones that probably would fit him, would Lamar be a fit there? Because I could say Kyle Shanahan would do wonders with Lamar Jackson.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Oh, no.
I mean, I think Shanahan would figure out a way to make it work.
He's a genius. He would figure out a way to make it work, but I don't think the system fits like a glove.
Well, yeah, that's kind of my second
I think
point.
Kyle
I don't know if the
Shanahan's
Niners would.
I want to
necessarily
move as many pieces as possible to get an empty slot in the middle. Bro, look what they're doing. Look how much set. Bro, all I want you to do, listen, I'll give you my NFL Plus logins. All right?
Mm-hmm.
All I want you to do is go watch the last few 49ers games and watch the passes Brock Purdy makes. And I want you to tell me how many tight windows he's throwing into.
But that's my point.
I've seen him.
That's why Lamar would not only fit there, he would thrive there, because you still have the option for him to take off, and instead
accurate
of the
quarterbacks drive there. He's not accurate, bro.
if
Can't throw outside the numbers.
if the receiver is 5 yards open, Tim Tebow can sit back there and throw the ball and get
It's
a
about
completion.
throwing outside the numbers. If defense is scheming, you know what changed with Lamar? And I'll tell you the exact game it changed. Pittsburgh was playing Baltimore in Baltimore, and Lamar threw 3 picks in the first half because Pittsburgh's whole scheme was
that their first meeting together?
Last year.
Last year.
He threw 3 picks in the first half at home versus Pittsburgh because they literally squished the field and made him throw out routes outside the hash marks.
But who did he have to throw to?
It's not about who he's throwing to, Jordan.
Yes, it does.
I could give you Stephon Diggs. If you're not accurate, what good is it? I can give you Randy Moss. If you can't get to him, what good is it?
The defensive scheme that's built to stop Lamar is like to really make the field smaller, make him hit those sideline passes in between the defender and the sideline. That's what they're doing to him. He can fix it. He's got the arm strength to do it, but the accuracy's not there. If I'll tell you something right now, we were just talking about Trevor Lawrence, right?
Yeah.
If you put Trevor Lawrence in Kyle Shanahan's team, they would lose the team in 2 years. You put an accurate precision quarterback with mobility in that system, they might never ever lose.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. And that's why I still think Lamar will thrive there.
Any final thoughts, gentlemen? I love this show. I love this vibe. I love this connection. I really do. I really love this group. Yeah, Kyle Shanahan does choke down the stretch. I do agree with that. He definitely gets conservative with his play calling down the stretch. He's scared. I don't understand it. But gentlemen, we got Monday Night Football starting in 10 minutes. We had 7 to 8 show. We're 6 minutes over, but that's okay because we love what we do.
Right.
Final thoughts. Tell us where we can find you. Kyle Edwards, the man, the myth, the legend. Starts off.
Well, I mean, outside of this show, Monday nights, I do the Big Three. On Tuesday nights at 7, I got pregame Pigskin with Dean and Godfrey. Thursday nights at 7, I got the show, chomping at the bit. If you guys want to check it out. TikTok link to it. I don't want to give everything, but check out my YouTube channel. You find all my links there. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
Appreciate you, Kyle. Appreciate all you do. Big Brian, my man. I know you told me this was the only show you was on last week. You joined anything else yet?
Nothing else yet. I'm working on it. Trying to get a couple things in works right now, but right now, just here.
We love you though, bro.
And
Your
I'm
voice
happy to be
is
here.
solid. You got it. You're very intelligent. Love listening to you. The listeners love listening to you. Big J.
Yep.
Outside of Twitch, where you're a Lakers fan, 23. Goddamn fanboy over here. I'm kidding.
Dude.
Hey, Jay, talk your shit.
Well, yeah, like as you said, I am moving to Twitch for my game streaming, so follow me on there. I'm also, like Kyle said, I'm on Big Three podcast on Tuesday with Kyle and Dylan. Also have my own show, the JJO Sports Talk. This is outside the network, my own network on Fridays. We talk about NBA, NFL, anything sports related. You can find me on my Instagram. I got my main account, JJO_XO, and then my other podcast account on Instagram is JJO Sports Talk. You can find me on there, and the link is in the bio. My link tree, so all my Apple, all my links are there. So there's no excuse not to find me, because all my links are right there in one little column. So if you don't, you're bums. No, but on some real crap, man. It's fun, man. I had a good holiday. It's fun chopping at the bit with y'all, man. It's just real cool, man. Real dope.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give you a final thought. I'm gonna give you a final comment, and then I'll wrap up. Before I do that, Wire to Wire Sports Podcast Wednesday night. Obviously, Cheap Seats Monday night, pregame and Pigskin Thursday night. The Challenge Zone, a show about MTV's The Challenge, Thursday night. And One Podcast Friday night. Sunday morning drive, Sunday morning. I'm doing the thing. I'm working hard, but I want to make a final thought. Right after Christmas, I want to, and I see we have one listening, Douglas Lewis Brooks. I think you're a cockroach Cowboy fan.
Jeez.
Y'all got a Christmas present on Christmas Eve. Beating the Eagles with four giveaways.
Oh shit.
We played terrible. Y'all got the win. Y'all deserve it. And I get it. We're not going to make excuses, right? We're going to wrap up that 1 seed this week. And I hope and pray. I'm not one of those Eagles fans dodging. I hope and pray. I get on my knees and pray tonight that the Eagles see the Cowboys in the second round of playoffs in Philadelphia.
RJ, bro.
Because I'm telling you, if we see y'all in the second round of playoffs, that's going to be my Christmas. Sending y'all home. Go Birds, go Eagles, and Cheap Seats.
Oh, yeah.
Go Justin Herbert, Mike Williams tonight. Take care, y'all.
All right.